All right, we got another video coming out now. So pretty quick. I just uploaded one like 2 days ago, but this video was kind of planned, and it's also been in the comments about pricing. So I'm gonna make another quick video about how I price things. Not everything, or like I made a video about this in the past, but my last video was about like the 10 most sold things that I do here. So it's probably like at least 4 or 5 or 6 of the things on the list is probably the most sold things that you all do too. So I'm just going to go over kind of like tumblers, knives, and things of that nature, and how much I charge for them. I don't know if it gives you a standpoint. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. This is how I do it. This is what works for me. And yeah, I know people always have questions on what the pricing is and how you do it. So I'm going to start with the first thing, which was Yetis. So the way that I price Yetis is, if someone just brings me, or not even Yetis, tumblers in general, if someone brings me one singular tumbler, it's going to cost them $20 to get something on it. And if they want like an additional image on the other side or something, it's $5 more. So it'd be like $25. Now, if someone were to bring me 2 tumblers, then they would go down to $12.50 each. So it's always cheaper to get more. But same concept. Then if they wanted something on the other side or an additional image, it would go up $5 more. So it would be $17.50. Then after 10, they would start gaining those bulk discounts, like 15%. Then after 40 is maybe 25%. Then after 80 is 35% off. So if they were to get 80 Yetis, it would be $12.50 a Yeti or tumbler with 35% off if they were to get 100, 120 of them or something like that. So it comes down to whatever that math may be. So people will be like, you're insulting yourself by charging $20 for something in the laser world. Well, here's my method behind this and why it's working for me. So when customers say they spend $45 on a Yeti or Stanley or whatever it is, and they come in here and want John on it, me charging them $40 isn't going to make me a millionaire. It's going to make me an asshole. So I don't mind charging only $20 or $25 or something like that, because I'd rather the customer like the store, like me, and want to come back and tell me about someone else. So you always hear in the laser world, don't sell yourself short, this, that, and the other. I have a storefront. Customer relations is kind of like a big deal, right? I'm not selling stuff just on the internet and not seeing these people face to face. I am, and a lot of my business comes from word to mouth and repeat customers. So hammering these people for an extra $15 in my pocket is not worth it to me. Now, when it comes to bulk orders and a company brings me 200, 300, 400 Yetis or tumblers, I don't cheap out, because that's where the money is in this field, is the bulk orders. It's not Sally bringing in a kitchen knife to get her initials on it. That's not where this money comes from. It's from big orders, big company orders, and even just like wedding orders and stuff like that. That's where you make your money. So like I said, this is coming from a storefront standpoint. Not saying it's the right way, not saying it's the wrong way. Tumblers, that's how I do it. I don't exactly remember the order that was in the last video, but I do, like, actually a customer just came in and brought in a cake cutting set. 2 knives, you got the cake cutter and you got the regular knife, $20 each. It's a name and a date going on each one of them, $20 each, $40 right there. How long does that take? If you have a fiber laser, how long does it take to do that? I could do it in maybe 5 minutes, both of them, not even. So it's $40 for less than 5 minutes. And then you'll see people saying that that's not enough money, you should be charging more, but I'm not K Jewelers engraving jewelry. I'm JH Customs Laser Engraving, a small 450 square foot storefront in Long Island, New York. You can't be, you see these people charging some of these prices, it's absurd. Honestly, go for it. I don't think it's going to work out for you. I'd like to think some pretty decent work, and I'm the only one on Long Island, so I can set the prices, and I just don't like hammering people. It's like I said, charging these people $40 to get an initial on a knife is just, for one singular knife, is robbery, and it's a bad look, and like I said, it's not making me a millionaire, it's making me an asshole. Don't do it. That's kind of how I price most things out, and same thing with knives. If someone they're $20 each. And then if someone were to bring me 2 or 3, it would go down to $12.50 each. And then same, if they brought 100 of them, it would be $12.50 each plus that 35% discount. So it would come down to whatever math that is, $7, $8, something like that, which people never complain about. The prices aren't bad. I mean, you have the 1s and 2s that are just shocked that they have to spend $20 on a knife to be engraved. But then I tell them go to like a big name spot and have fun spending $150 to get 2 initials on it and waiting 3 months. But like I said, a lot of the business comes from word to mouth and repeat customers. So if it takes me 5 minutes, I don't mind. I'd rather the customer be happy than leave saying, wow, that was expensive. I don't know. Business cards, which I actually just did a whole bunch for 3 different companies. Front and back, $1.75 each for the front and the back. It's pretty fair price. I mean, people don't really complain about that. You know, it does take a lot of time because I think I do like 6 at a time on the fiber laser, so it's a bit of a pain in the ass, but it's easy. While the fiber laser's going doing these, I could be working on the CO2 laser. I don't mind. So there's, I think, 175 here, which totals to, I don't know, like 300 something bucks maybe. Probably easy math, but my brain's shot right now. And then we have cutting boards and just like regular wood and stuff like that, doing portraits. Quick and easy. I'm not going to pop up some stuff on the screen and overcomplicate stuff. Like I said, I talked about this in another video, but I'm going to talk about it again. If someone's getting all right, so on my register, I have calculated if I were to do a 4-inch by 3-inch image at my kind of standard settings on Lightburn, I see how long it would take me. So on my register, I have like 4 by 3, 5 by 6, 10 by 7, or I'm just naming random numbers. And then if someone brings me in a piece of wood and wants a logo on it, and they want it 5 by 6, right? Then if I would just see which one of my sizes that fits into on my register, and I would use that. Really simple. And like I said, I went on Lightburn prior to the register and everything, and I made a logo at each one of these sizes. I hit my Alt-P to see how long it's going to take for that. Okay, that's going to take 30 minutes. I charge $1.75 a minute. This blah, blah, blah. This adds up to that. So you really have to lock in some optimal settings to do that, because if you have super slow settings and you can be doing it much faster, you're screwing the customer at that point. Like there's a better way to be doing it, but you don't know what you're doing, so you're making it cost more than it should. That comes with experience. I mean, I don't think anyone who's brand new into laser engraving is going to be opening a storefront and selling things to people. And if you do and you have no idea what you're doing, you're overpricing shit, then you're going to be you're going to have a tough time. So that's pretty much how I do sizes on wood and anything really. That has to do with logos or portraits are a little different, because obviously it takes more, you have to edit the image and stuff like that. And then I also will charge, if someone gives me a logo that looks like it was made in 1942 and I have to, retrace it and then edit it and then find some stuff on the internet to replace on there, I'll charge more money. There's a design fee, there's a touch-up fee, which I charge $10, which essentially is me right-clicking it and hitting trace. That's a touch-up fee, maybe like changing a letter or two or whatever. And then you have a redesign fee, which that changes depending on how severe the redesign is. If I have to like literally remake the entire logo, or if I have to take like 10, 15, 20 minutes and do it, which can go from $20 to I don't know, $100, $120 in just image touch-ups and designs and stuff like that. So that you definitely have to calculate that. I mean, you got to realize that customers don't know anything about this field. So you could be, you could definitely charge a lot of money for this stuff. But like I said, as a storefront, I'm taking stuff people are bringing me. If they already spent $60 on something, they don't want to come spend another $60 to get John written on it. Yeah. Sorry, I'm doing this all in one take again. I kind of like doing it the last video. The one take was pretty cool. It's less editing, which I'm absolutely horrible at. All right, so yeah, so we have, okay, and then we have expedited. If someone, which 80% of the people that come in here, when I say, when do you need it by, they don't say whenever. It's always like tomorrow, or like this weekend, or it's always something kind of absurd. So at first I wasn't sure, because who was I to charge expedited when I didn't have much work to do to begin with when I first opened the store. So I wasn't charging expedited. Now that I do have a lot of work and a decent amount of work, I have to start charging it, because if someone needs something next day, they will, I will. So what I do is, same day is $40, right? Unless the order is over $100, then it becomes 40% of the overall cost. So then if it's $150, it's not going to be a 40, because that means it's a big job, which means, or a decent sized job, which means $40 ain't covering your same day. So it'll become 40% of your 140 or 150 or 160 up to, I mean, I've done $1,000 jobs same day, and I charged 40% of $1,000, which, you know, you're definitely paying for same day at that rate. So that's one thing don't be nervous about. Like, they need it. They need it done. They're going to pay you the money for it. I'm not saying charge them double the price, but they need it. They're going to pay you for it. Yeah, and then as far as like stuff that I stock, like JDS plaques and things like that, and flasks and I don't know, whatever, trophies and whatnot, I mark it up 30%, about 30%. So, you know, if a tumbler costs me $8 to buy on Amazon, or my supplier JDS or something like that, I'll mark that up 30%, and then tack on my engraving afterwards, which is generally $12.50. That's kind of like my go-to, depending on what it is. You know, it's very, very dependent. But making a video about, I mean, people come in every day, and I'm making up new prices and changing things up every time they come in, because just about nothing is the same that people come in. It's impossible in this field to have a singular pricing method on everything. My opinion, I mean, like I said, if you're selling your own things, it's very easy to make a pricing method, because you're selling it, you stock it, you know how much it costs, you know how long each one of them takes, you know the settings for it, you know everything about it. So you know you have a set price. If you're taking things from people, there's guidelines that you could take to get to a good price, but there's never going to be a singular pricing method to get you to exactly what you want. You could say, well, I just go by my time. The engraving is going to take 45 minutes. Like that's what I do for a lot of things. However, it's not exact every time, because that one job might have like a catch to it that you might have to add a little more, or maybe you could trim off a little bit. There's good guidelines, but there's no specific way to price out laser engraving in walk-in stuff, in my opinion. So, I don't know. Take that with whatever you want. You can listen to me. You can not listen to me. I don't know. This is what's working for me. This is what I've seen now for 2 years that I've been in business. So that's pretty much it. I'm kind of babbling now. We're 14 minutes in. I hope it helped. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave it in the comments. I answer pretty much everything. The last video got a bunch of subscribers off of it. I love that. You guys listened. You pressed that subscribe button. Awesome. All the comments too. I like answering them. You guys are awesome. All positive stuff. A lot of I liked it. I like seeing stuff like that. But all right, so I'm probably gonna post this one today, which I think is Saturday, before I get out of here. Probably just clean up the rest of the day. The shop's kind of messy. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope this helped. And don't forget to subscribe. It's free. It's the button right down there. No harm to you. You'll see when I upload videos and stuff like that. And yeah, thank you.